You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. I shouldn't generalize like that. With our audience, you can't, 10:49, and Syndey Sinks filling us in on a beautiful tattoo that you were receiving and got.
Yes, and got it. It is fully on my body, yes.
So I remember when you came into lunch, and I saw that thing on your arm, and I went, what tattoo did you get? And you're like, I got a tattoo. And
oh, don't worry about it.
It's kind of off the record, and now I know why.
Yeah.
Did you feel bad about it the moment that you kind of looked at the final?
I tried not to. I think I'm going to say, in my defense, I think everybody who has tattoos probably has at least one where you're kind of like, maybe that wasn't
true.
Yeah. So in my defense, I don't think it's like an uncommon experience. But that being said, that night I walk out of the tattoo studio and I'm already like, this was a mistake.
Well, what I thought was great was the commenters on the art of the post that wanted to find out who was the tattoo company. And rightfully so, you omitted them because I don't think the actual company reflects the artist. Maybe it does.
And probably it was just a bad day or, what do I know? So, no, I plead the fifth. I couldn't do any better. I certainly couldn't do better. So
there you go. And I would like to say that there were some very good guesses on the comments. Some very good guesses.
I plead the fifth.
Good answer. Really smart playing today. So, this I had decided we were talking about bad tattoos, and I have one as well. And, I typed it into my AI thing, and it said, well, this could be dangerous. That was the first statement. So it could be dangerous, and consider asking a professional for help. I wonder if they meant if you're doing this at home.
Oh, I did not do mine at home. That would be a more interesting story. But no, I went to a professional and I had it done. Oh, God.
I had to say that off mic. So I got to go through this list with you, and we got to go through. Has technical flaws, such as uneven lines, poor shading, or incorrect proportions.
It might qualify.
True. Okay, so that's one. Has spelling errors. That is omitted.
Luckily, not an issue. It's a lava lamp, sort of, so it's not spelling.
So with it being a lava lamp, is it offensive to others?
I hope not. Jeez.
Let's see. Has a strange anatomy.
A strange anatomy. I could see that. It's a little crooked. It's a little different. So I could see that.
Does it suit the individual's skin tone or body placement? This is all what Google's asking.
This is the list for if it's a bad tattoo.
If it's a bad tattoo.
I mean, I guess it suits my personality, like a lava lamp. Both a lava lamp and a bad tattoo suits my personality.
Who would have thought this would have turned into 60 Minutes?
Yeah, for real. I feel analyzed.
One last one. Does it look the way you envisioned going into your appointment?
Absolutely not.
We're going to call this a bad tattoo. So I told you I didn't want to make you feel left out. We've all made bad decisions in our life, and I don't think it could be worse.
It could be so much worse.
Like, it's not really, if you would have gotten a big one. Have you seen That's My Boy with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
And he has the big Beastie Boys tattoo.
Could definitely be worse.
Right.
It's good to have perspective.
Well, I have one too, and so the reason I haven't gotten it covered up yet, and I always wear sleeves for this reason, because I don't want anyone to know I have this tattoo. It hurts so bad on this wrist. And I'll be honest, there's going to be someone go, what a baby. You're right, okay? Yeah. I just don't want to go through the pain again. So this one I have told to prospective dating profiles that's my grandmother's initials, but it's not. It's the initials of a very failed relationship. So, and I might or may not have been under the influence at the time I got the tattoo, which I think is fair to point out in this.
We all might have been under the influence at the time we got the tattoo. That's fine.
So here's mine, a little bar there, see, it just says, then... reminds me of my poor choices, and you live and you learn. But I don't know. I think that yours has more of an aesthetical appeal to yours, because even though it's drawn a little crooked, you know, it has character.
No,
Not
that's
a heart.
the way I think about it. It's my little crooked lava. You know? It's a little messed up, but it's mine, and it has a good story, so I'll take it.
I'm surprised by the amount of comments that you received right
me
away.
too.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought, no way someone's going to really put too much thought into this, but people were really starting to try to put the pieces together.
People had a lot of opinions, and what I liked, some people started commenting with their own pictures of tattoos, right? That failed, so I felt less alone. So thank you to those guys.
Whoever had the yin and the yang for $13, you won, because that was a sideways 69. That's all How cool is it for you though? Whenever you're able to put something out there, in all seriousness, you've written some really cool blogs. This is more of a lighthearted one,
right?
But to see people connecting with it and still responding, it's got to be pretty cool too.
That's so fun, and that's the whole point, really, is just to get people talking and responding and connecting, because that's the fun part of the whole thing. We sit and we do our work all the time, but it's really great to be able to reach out to the community and talk to people and that kind of thing. Yeah,
that's a good point, and I think that's what I enjoy with the show too. It's the same thing, is being able to, because they don't realize you work, where it's an 8-hour, 9-hour, 10-hour, 11-hour day, and that's cool. It's just sometimes it's fun to have fun.
It is fun, and this was fun. If nothing else, this was a very fun thing to write and to get, and so it works out.
Did the tattoo artist reach out to you?
No, not yet, no. And
go, listen here, you
and that's okay. We can keep it separate. It's fine.
To the commenter that thought she had a friend do it for her, I can guarantee you she did not have her friend do it for her. This was a professional.
This was a professional, and trust me, if I had had a friend do it to me, that would have been such a better story. So I would have told that story instead.
That's true. Speaking of stories, you're already working on one for next week, I'm assuming.
Always, yes.
Do we know what it's going to be about this week?
Look, I have some ideas. They're kind of vague. It's going to come up soon, I promise. And I'm not trying to be coy. I promise I'm not trying to be coy or elusive. I just truly
It's a tease in the radio business.
Exactly. I'm just trying to be professional about it.
There you go. Yeah. Very under the radar, because that's the fun of the blog, is what's the blog going to be this time?
Exactly. Yeah, that's fun for me too, because it's also a surprise for me. So
did I tell you about my morning? I don't think I told them about this morning, and you're here too. So I needed a day like this where I had Anita and Deb, and they were good. Did you watch that segment?
Yeah, I did. They were awesome.
There we go. A loyal first-time listener, a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, absolutely,
situation. Yeah. Well, I was sitting there and I thought, how could this day get worse? I started the day, my pipes are frozen at my house. We talked about that yesterday. Nothing's going to warm these suckers up, so I'm dealing with that. My tire's flat. Well, I woke up today to the sound of my dog watering my storage heater.
Ooh.
You ever had that sound? Do you know what that sound is?
It's alarming. It's like an alarm, yeah.
It is, especially when the steam starts going like crazy and it's burning. Okay, it was a nightmare scenario. But I had Syndey come in today, and I thought talking about bad tattoos will make me feel better.
There you go.
Given the experience, would you go and do one of these sale specials from hell again?
And that's the worst part. I don't learn. So part of me is like, yes, this was a bad idea. But at the same time, it was so fun and so funny. And maybe I'll get lucky next time. So,
that's
probably.
the fun of this,
right?
Especially because you aren't putting $3,000 into your arm. I didn't realize how much those suckers cost.
They are so expensive. A good tattoo, and I have plenty of some very good tattoos that I'm very lucky to have. But, they're pricey, and they deserve to be paid. Don't get me wrong. But getting a $20 tattoo is very tempting. So that's where I went wrong.
Well, the Friday the 13th $13 one, I always thought, what? No, there's no way.
I know some people.
I get it, but I don't know. Maybe if you put it on like your shoulder or somewhere where no one can see it, and just in case it's, but that would hurt too. I feel like that's probably got to be a.
This was like right around here. It wasn't unpainful, I'll say, but I'm with you. The wrist is probably the most painful tattoo I've ever gotten. So I agree with you. I don't want to get another one.
I think I'm just gonna get a bar over it. A little black strip.
Yeah,
like a permanent bracelet.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, why not?
Why not? I thought maybe a barcode.
That'd be fun.
Well, then the problem is I had someone say, well, why don't you do all your failed relationships since that? And I said no, because then people would take that and misinterpret it for 2 or 3 different things.
Yeah, right.
So going through this, how long did it take the tattoo?
Probably about 15 minutes. It was really a short little few minutes of this.
At what point in the 15 minutes did you know that something was wrong?
I think the moment the artist stood up. So for For people who don't get tattoos, usually you sit down and you know pretty much exactly what's going to happen. And at this point, I'm sitting there like this and with my arm on the table, and the artist stands up and starts tattooing from a new angle.
Oh, no.
Leans against the table, bumps the table, and keeps going. And I'm like, oh, goodness, I don't know if I made the right choice.
You know what? Kudos to you for having the wherewithal not to, like, freak out. You kept your composure. You knew what was going on.
I maybe should have said, hold on a second. But no, I was like, whatever happens next is out of my hands.
Now, was this a newer individual in the game?
Yes, this was an apprentice. So
That's
all
what I
the
thought.
kudos,
Yeah.
all the kudos genuinely to people for doing things like this, because I think it's very neat. And I couldn't do it. Like, genuinely, I could not do this. So
So you don't.
I don't.
I'm sorry, that was mean. But it's a good point. When you put that in the blog, I was reading it, and I thought we all have been an apprentice in something.
Absolutely.
The first window job, if you're a window framer, was not the best. And this was probably one of the first times you really get a lot of people in for a $20 sale. I'm sure it was busy.
Oh, it was super busy, and there were a lot of people going on, and that was kind of fun too. That's another thing. It's about the experience. It was just experience.
Did people pick the same tattoo that you had while they were there? That's curious.
Not that I saw while I was there,
That's
but
interesting.
you could choose from the flash sheet, right? So there's a bunch of different designs, and there are a bunch of really cute designs too. So people come up with all kinds of interesting things. So
I like it. So
it's fun.
I gotta ask the question. This did not deter your tattoo career.
No, this was the last one I've gotten, so I haven't. Since then, I was like, maybe I need a break.
Little pause, little tea break.
I need to really think through some things really quick. But no, I don't think this is going to deter me. I think I'm going to get many more bad tattoos are in my future, so I look forward to it.
There you go. Hit the wrong button. With that being said, we're out of time. There you go. Wrapping up the show with me. I will see you tomorrow with Lisa Webb, Joe's Market Basket, and some more guests. So on that note, have a fantastic Tuesday. Stay warm, but most importantly, try your best to stay out of jail.